Hello and welcome back to Jeff Walker Books Discussion. Today I'm going to talk about, I've redid The Long Lost War. I didn't change anything about the story. It's still the short story novella. I've just added to it. So now it is the hardbook cover. I've been talking about this for a while, that I was going to bring out a hardcover edition and that I would add stuff to it. And I did. I added a short story to it about Rebecca before meeting John. And then there is an additional piece, chapter, that comes from the book I'm working on right now, of the sequel-prequel book. Where am I in that stage? Well, obviously that got pushed back. I'm currently pushing the pre-order for The Jungle Planet right now, which is available right now for pre-order. And I also have on my website a form for you to become an ARC reader for it. And if you go there right now, you will get to fill out a form saying a few things, whether or not you'd like this type of story, or you want to be put on the email list for future arcs, which, that would be great if you signed up for that. And then I could send you future stories. So those are the things I'm working on. And I know that everybody's like, Jeff, you're just repurposing another novel and making it a hardback. Yes, I know. I'm making a hardcover with a dust jacket. I like dust jackets. I don't know what it is. I do. But I think The Long Lost War did so much positivity that I just want to bring it back and kind of keep it fresh. And I did it as a hardcover because I thought that's the treatment it deserves. And I like the looks of them. I did it for Outer Red when I collected the entire 4 stories into one book, and it looks great. I'm kind of disappointed that I'm not getting this on a wider scale because you have to go to lulu.com in order to purchase this hardcover. I can't send them to you because I don't have the money to make this many of copies. But you have the money to purchase the copy. And I understand they're a little bit more. But I said if you're a reader and you love good quality books, then that's what you should do. And I'm looking to expand it into brick and mortar stores as well, because I think they've would do well there. But it's really, the word needs to get out. There needs to be more reviews, more everything. Why didn't I put it as a paperback? Well, it is a paperback already, but I don't have the expanded story in there, and I don't have the additional sneak preview chapter, which, I've done that in other books, and I just like, that's a commitment I just cannot commit to. So right now I've got the hardback, or I should say the hardcover novel, and I just changed the cover design. I went from one because it looked too dark, and when I got the book, it was really, really dark. So then I thought I'd lighten it up. I'd give it a different kind of vibe on the book, and it looks a lot better. It looks cleaner, looks a little different, and that's what you want for the novel, the book, for that cover. You want to give it a little change up, make it a little special edition kind of thing. So I did that. The audio is still there, the audiobook with Jack DeGaulle. I mean, he's really good. I mean, that was I picked a really good guy for doing that. And he helped me out a lot with that one too, so I'm glad I picked that. So that's where I'm at right now. And so in terms of what I'm going to do with the Jungle Planet book, right now it's on pre-order. You can get it both as a paperback or an ebook. I'm hesitant to do it in an Audible form just yet because it was just getting too expensive. Having a guy read it is nice and all, but it was just getting too costly. And the longer the book, the more I have to pay. So I know there's this whole thing going on about the auto narrations, about AI narrations going on, and how a lot of them are fighting it. Find a Way is trying to make their books into AI novels. And now I've learned that Lulu is looking into it, trying to do automated voices for books. And I don't know if I like that. I do feel that reading a book takes more than just like being able to let a computer enunciate it. There's also the way the person reads the book. And if that's the problem, then I think the artists have to get creative with it. And if that's the case, they really have to work on the reading of the book. In my opinion, I think that's what they have to do. I know a lot of them get into the auto narrations. I like get into the narration of the books and put a lot of thought and feeling behind some of the words, which I think a lot of them should try to do in order to beat out these AIs, because a lot of the AIs, their voices just don't sound passionate enough. And I think that's where they have to step up their game. Maybe this is a good thing. Maybe this is because anybody can read a book online nowadays. Except for me. I don't read my own books. I don't know why. I just don't... I don't know. I haven't got the patience, to be honest with you, to sit there and read my own books. I tried to do it with Outer Red, and I did a snippet of Outer Red, which I probably... Yeah, I don't know if I was too embarrassed when I put the prologue. I did the prologue, and I regretted reading it. The minute I heard my voice, I thought, oh my gosh, I sound like an automated voice reading it. But I don't know. It would take a lot of time for me. And I don't feel comfortable reading my own stuff. I don't know what it is. It's like a director trying to watch his own movie. A lot of actors and directors don't like watching their own stuff. They like doing it, but they don't like watching it. But maybe some way I'll get the audiobook out. I don't know. It would take a lot. And that's pretty much putting pauses on my audiobooks for a while. My audiobooks were doing great for a couple of years. I was getting some great feedback. But then all of a sudden the audio has ceased from like November on. And I don't know what it is, but something's going down, and Audible and Spotify are at odds with each other for some, it's just bizarre to me. Audible's trying to cut out certain things, and now I guess that's detracting a lot of people from getting any of the books. Spotify, I went through Find Away Voices with The Massive Planet, and they've put that on Spotify, and I can't access it because I live in Canada. Now, I said, well, how am I supposed to promote this book if I can't see it on Spotify? And they're like, oh, no, it's there. You just have to go onto some American site and have a look. And yeah, you can't from where I am because it doesn't let you. And Spotify, for some reason, shows it to every other country but Canada. Why? We're the neighbors right next to the American states, unless Spotify isn't in Canada or America. Which in that case, I don't even know where to begin with that one. I'm a little upset about that. I may just try to re-own some of my stuff, or I may have to redo the books themselves. because now Audible has creative control over it. Because at the beginning, I had given some rights to the people narrating it, because they helped produce the book, and it was that cross narration thing. So I think I'll stop doing that from here on. Well, I did it with Your Service is Required and the Immortality Complex. I took ownership of that, and the Massive Planet. I have creative right controls over all of those. I just paid the artist to voice it, and I think that was the better way to go, because now I have a say into where I put those books. And I think that if I want to get out of that, I'm going to have to redo the books again somehow, some way. This should be interesting because I have certain rights with those ones and then certain rights with my other ones. But for now, it'll just work out that way. That's why I'm kind of holding off on the Jungle Planet. Even though I do better on audiobooks, apparently I do much better on audiobooks, which surprised even me. That's where most of my money comes from, is audio. So it's becoming a bit of a dilemma to me. I need more exposure in the regular book genre. And so I've decided not to go exclusive with Amazon anymore. The reason being is because Amazon is becoming far too greedy and is just, they're not going wide enough for me. I don't know what it is. I don't want to put it on Kindle Unlimited because it doesn't work for me. It never worked for me. Unlimited gave me barely anything. And when they did send me the money, it was barely anything. So I thought I would go with Draft to Digital, which apparently has expanded to Smashwords, which I was already on, but now that they're there, I've taken off some of my books. The only thing that's on there that I own alone is probably the In the End, which was just a few short stories I put on as a tack on kind of like thing. I may try to do more that way, but we'll see. So right now I'm working on, now that I've got Jungle Planet out of the way, I should be working on Space Rockers, which I want to complete too, because that was part of my mandate that I was going to commit to that one and get that done. I just started another one on Royal Road, which is called Triton, Space Station 339. And it's going to be more through the eyes of the officer that's on the station and dealing with all the stuff that happens there. It's going to be another nitty-gritty kind of novel. I eventually will get to something more profound. I mean, like The Long Lost War, I have to finish up that one. I have to get back onto the series of Deep Contact, for sure. Because now that it's out there, that it's a series, I got to get on that one. I'm kind of in between two of the books that I'm working on back to back. As I said before, I'm still working on those. But it's sometimes you kind of get off that track. Same goes for Professor Dark and Miss Shadow. My gosh, I'm not even back onto that novel. I've kind of fallen out of love with that novel. And I think that's why I prefer the shorter stories. I've committed to that now, and I have to finish that novel. And then I may go back just to doing shorter novellas, because that's all that Professor Dark and Miss Shadow really need. They don't need a whole novel. I was listening to a lot of people saying, they would prefer a whole novel. But you don't know how taxing that is to do an entire novel. And if you're not committed to doing one series, then it's really hard. And I can't, because I'm all over the place when it comes to books. So I'm going to try to finish that one if I can. Oh, I got to get back into the swing of things. There's so much on my plate right now. But I finally pushed through Jungle Planet, which for me is another hurdle that I had to get through. And I'm glad I did it, because that means another full novel gone. So then I want to get back onto the other ones. I want to get Space Rockers done. I want to get that pushed out. And then I want to get on to other ones. There is a utopian novel I was working on. And I want to get done that one. It's just so much. And then, yeah, some guy posted a picture of a space station, and boom, I had another story idea and I was working on it. So that's what happens when you're a writer. You tend to have all these novels and stuff that you want to write, and you just don't have the time. I'm not retired. I don't have time for all this stuff. I work. I make an earning because I'm still a fledgling writer, and bills to pay. So I'll have to get back on it. But for now, I've got Long Lost War hardcover edition, and of course Jungle Planet, which I hope you'll go and have a look at. The pre-order's out. Sign up for an ARC at my website at jeffwalkerbooks.weebly.com, and then write a review. And when it comes out on April 30th, and let me know what you think of the novel. I'm looking for as much review as I can get for this one. So thank you very much. Hope you enjoy reading them. Please go check out all my books I've mentioned, and we'll talk again soon. Bye for now. This has been a Jeff Walker's Books discussion. If you like this program, please subscribe. And if you want to read more of his books, The Long Lost War, The Massive Planet, The Mysterious World of Professor Dark and Miss Shadow, please visit his website at jeffwalkerbooks.weebly.com. Please, if you feel the need to review one of his books, he would be ever so grateful that you would. You may go and visit it on Amazon or anywhere else where books are now available.